to this guy. What do we got? Vegetables, bread. Nothing worth my time. So let's go this way. See what's over here. What's the sign say? Hall of Woodsmen, Leader Godwin. Okay. That must be him. There's nobody else in here. This burly servile has a pair of axes at his belt, one on either side. He looks very restless, and not excessively in awe of you. This hall, once quite grand, has been converted into a lumber yard. The smell of freshly cut wood is heavy in the air. I'm Godwin, he says. I'm the head woodsman. I keep serviles trained in the ways, so when shapers return, we're ready to fetch wood for them. It is odd. You've never known serviles to be asked to fetch wood. Okay. I've never met a servile woodsman before. No? Cutting trees and getting wood was one of the main things shapers used us serviles for. Though that was a long time ago, I guess. That's why we make sure to train new woodsfolk, down generation to generation. We must always be able to obey your will, though it's often been difficult. What sort of difficulties? Nothing that'll surprise you. Rogues, Veelish, lots of them. In the woods to the south. They aren't tough. Run a few of us at them with axes and we can take them down quick. But then, the next week, they're back. They keep reappearing. And we can't figure out from where. Perhaps I could figure out where the Veelish are coming from. Perhaps you could. We have always hoped shapers would return to help us, but I never thought it would happen. But if it did, I sure would be grateful. If you can find the source of the Veelish and remove it, I would reward you as best I can. Let's see, the question, what is all this wood for? Warmth, tools, cooking fires. I don't know why he's suddenly cowboy servile. Anyway. Also, we're running out of space in shaper buildings. We think we should try to make our own, new buildings out of wood. We don't know if serviles making buildings follows the true will of the shapers. There is argument, but soon I think we will have no choice. These are interesting. Okay, what do we got over here? It's like a storehouse. Hall of Farmers, Leader Natalie. That's Chez again. Yeah, that must be Natalie. This servile is young, but she moves as if she bears a heavy burden. Her hands show sign of much hard work, but her robes are clean, indicating that she has been working inside for a while. When she sees you, she kneels. A single tear runs down her cheek. I heard, but I did not dare believe. It is true after all our waiting. You have returned to us. Welcome, Shaper. I am Natalie, head of the farmers. I have trained the serviles as you would wish. Let's see. Tell me about the farmers. We serviles always grew food for the shapers of Cecilia Isle. When they left, we felt they would one day return, and we wanted to be able to resume service to our creators. So, for generations, we have trained our children to grow food. Of course, being able to eat it ourselves helped us survive to serve you better. I saw the state of your farms. I also cleared the rows away from the west gate. Oh, Shaper, I know. Thank you, thank you. Even now, we are sending out farmers to repair the considerable damage. Thanks to you, we will not starve. You came to solve the problems when all was worst, and we were always taught you would. Another question. Why are you so worn out? She bends lower, leaning closer to you for strength. Okay. Not long ago, my bonded was lost. Okay. His name was Hudge. He was cutting wood. A Veelish poisoned him and he died. For a time I questioned how the Shapers could abandon us. I wondered how they could let these things happen to us. In the end, Rydell came to me and told me how it was all for the best. He told me how you understood all, and you made sure it was all happening for a reason. It was a great comfort to me. Please, Shaper, forgive me for my doubts. Okay. I could ask what it means to be bonding. I'm assuming it means husband and wife, mate type thing. Okay, let's see. Sometimes a creation of sun is necessary. Let's see what it means to be bonded first. Yep. He was my mate, my love. Interesting. Though you knew that serviles were fertile and could reproduce, because it would be a waste of effort to magically create all that are needed, you never thought about their mating rituals and such. It isn't something Shapers pay much attention to. Okay, I don't know why they wouldn't. These creatures that you're creating, you think you would be able to... Yeah, never mind. Too much thinking into an area I don't want to go. Okay, I think I'm going to go with number 2. We never gave a thought to you, and that you were made to suffer like this was a terrible thing. Because this is the character that I'm playing here. He's lost here. He's a young Shaper. He doesn't know... He's not the experienced Shaper that's so up with himself. And so far, he's helping out whatever helped out him, and he's becoming more and more awakened as he goes along. Thinking amazed at what all these serviles have accomplished, and thinking how much of a waste it is that we just abandon them here and let them suffer. Natalie blinks a few times. She is silent. She tries to process what you have said. Then she seems quietly to reject it. No, Shaper, that is not the thought of a true Shaper. What our creators say is truth. For making us, we owe them all debts. Please do not lead me from a true following of your kind. Well, it was worth a try. That's all for now, thanks. Okay, I don't think there's anything in there you need to bother with. So let's go look in here. What you find in this library is simultaneously impressive and pitiful. The place is a monument to the serviles' worship of the Shapers. The shelves here are filled with scrolls. You pick one up and inspect it, and then another. They are records, bureaucratic notes of the colony here before it was abandoned. They aren't the originals, though. They are copies, painstakingly made and kept legible by servile scribes, in case the Shapers ever return. The records are worthless, though. Or data. Whatever information they contained has been rendered obsolete and useless by years of abandonment. So much time was wasted here, just because the serviles thought your people might wish it. Wonderful. And this must be the librarian wandering around there. Learned Danya. Dana. Yep, Dana. Right. Like Ghostbusters. Dana. No, I don't think so. At last, you meet a servile who's doing a proper servile act. At last? Seems like ever since I got here they are. Anyway, serviles are generally used for record keeping and other less physically taxing jobs. Okay, that makes sense now. They are too smart to be used for farming. Oh boy. Getting tired all of a sudden. and too weak for fighting. This female shows you the respect and awe that seems the norm here. Shaper, you inspect us at last. I'm Dana. Dana. Welcome to the Records Hall. I maintain it, and train other serviles to maintain it. I hope it meets with your approval. What sort of records are stored here? My ancestors were charged by the Shapers to keep the records of affairs on this isle, and for years we have done that. It has been difficult, pulling people away from hunting and farming, but we have always trained more to keep these records. Sometimes they have rotted and been damaged. And we have recopied them. I'm sure everything here is intact, and as the Shapers would wish it. I hope our work pleases you. Okay, let's work to the Shaper's wish. This is madness. Is there any way I can help keep the records? You are kind, Shaper. Many old books of record have been lost over the years. Some to the west, some to the north. Many around Kazig. We have tried to find and preserve them, but with little luck. The more such records you can bring to me, if you find any at all, the better we can serve you. I guess after going over with the farmer, I might as well just go tell them what they want to hear. You should always do what the Shapers wish, even if it doesn't always seem to make sense. Because telling him her life's work has all been wasted? Yeah, I don't think that's very smart. But just kind of go along with it, smile and nod. Oh, thank you, Shaper. You are very kind. For so many years, so many of us have wondered if there was any sense in doing what we do. It is good to know that we are doing our Creator's will. We will redouble our efforts to make sure the knowledge here stays intact. I have another question. You keep records. Do you know much about the history of Scythia Island? Very little. The records are, well, we don't really understand them. But I have gathered a little bit of knowledge. Let's see, let's ask about canisters. I know that they were discovered here. Oh, really? I have records of their construction and use. They are capable of rewriting the very code of life hidden deep within your being. The Shapers then stopped making them suddenly. Yawn. I just want to get through the town bit here, and then I'll go sleep, I guess. Anyway, I think you needed to hear that. They stopped making them suddenly, and fled the island. I do not know why. She looks at you closely. Shaper, you have been using them, haven't you? Though I have never seen one of you, you look strange to me. She fetches an old mirror, worn and cracked, and shows you your face. She is right. You have changed. There is a cold look in your eyes, and you think you can see a faint glow underneath your skin. Very strange. Very strange indeed. I still love those things, though. Do you know why this island was barred, or what it was used for? Records tell us that huge amounts of supplies were moved around here, and many, many Shapers came and left. The most important Shapers were Defniel, Horata, and Danette. What they were doing and why they left, I have no idea. I'm so sorry. I can tell you, though, who keeps the good records. His name is Tovio. He is a foul taker in Kazig. He jealously guards the most valuable records of the Shapers, even the locations of their most useful artifacts. To learn more, find him. That's all for now. Thanks. I don't need to continue yawning into the microphone. Okay, let's exit. Right, okay, let's go back over this way. Me and my army of snake creations. See there. Sign. Always be thinking of the true will. Oh, great. Propaganda for shapers. Okay, and that leads out to gate, I assume. This is the Hall of Travelers. Leader, Pixley.